is just an absurd ask of Brandon Podziemski. There's 2 ball screens coming. Why can't Jonathan Kuminga switch this first ball screen so he can get over the top of the second one? Yeah, so because you don't switch this screen, look at this. Kuminga could easily be staying home on James Harden. Podziemski switches on to Kawhi Leonard. Now Kevon Looney can stay home. But you didn't. So now Zubac slips the screen. Looney's got to help on the ball. What is Brandon Podziemski doing on this switch? Could you please just slide your feet, show your hands, be ready to guard? Kuminga's switching on to Kawhi Leonard right here. Look at Podziemski. You're coming out to gamble. So now you're beaten. Kuminga's got to step all the way over and help. A horror show of a switch. If Chris Paul's switching, I got to be up level to Amir Coffey. Look at Chris Paul. You have no chance of being ready to guard Kawhi Leonard on a switch here. Okay, so Chris Paul's late. Jonathan Kuminga's got to get underneath. It doesn't matter if Chris Paul's ready to switch or not. I must get underneath the screener. So Chris Paul now has some help in the middle of the floor. But you're going over the top of the screen. Chris Paul's late to guard and one. It'd be nice if Moses Moody in transition here would actually sprint back to the three-point line. It doesn't matter you're taking Kobe Brown across half court. Let's get in the gaps and help. But even if he's not doing that, look at all this help you have. Chris Paul, Podziemski's over here. Why is Moses Moody should be there? Why is Wiggins not up? I'm forcing him into this help. You just backpedal and now none of the help can get there. Brandon Podziemski is giving Norman Powell this angle here, and that makes sense because Chris Paul's right here and help. So if I'm Podziemski, I got to get up and make sure that Norman Powell's going into that help. See, look at Podziemski's feet here. Your feet are not level to each other, okay? So the fact that you're not up forcing Norman Powell into that help allows him to cross over the other way. And since your feet aren't level to each other, you're going to twist your whole body around. You have no chance of sliding your feet that way, and that's just completely cooked. Backpedaling with Andrew Wiggins, it just drives me. There's 4.9 seconds left on the shot clock. So if I'm Andrew Wiggins, Podziemski's come all the way over and up. Look at Chris Paul. He's at the free throw line. So just get up and guard. James Harden step back 3. You know he's got it. Why am I not up forcing him into help? Look at Wiggins. Back. You get the help. Step back 3. Very basic. If you're Andrew Wiggins and you're switching a screen, I've got to get underneath the screener. Podziemski comes up to take Harden. Look at how Wiggins switches over the top. Slip it. Again, with the backpedaling. Look at Chris Paul's all the way over here helping you. Klay Thompson's about to get up too and help. So you know James Harden's got this step back 3. I'm up. I'm forcing James Harden up. Look at all this help. Klay Thompson's in the paint. Chris Paul's over. Get up and go. Chris Paul is going under this screen. First of all, if you're going under, you can't be trying to go over first. But why isn't Chris Paul? So he's trying to go over the screen first. But why isn't Chris Paul going over this screen? Why can't Trace Jackson Davis get up and hedge and push James Harden? There's no place to go for Daniel Theis on the roll. None. So instead, Chris Paul's going under. He's on the other side about an hour late. Open 3. What is Moses Moody doing? Obviously, you can't guard like this for a million reasons. Your back needs to be to the baseline. I'm seeing ball. I'm seeing man. You are literally asking Norman Powell to beat you backdoor. So the Warriors don't want to switch Steph Curry onto Kawhi Leonard. Fine. You're going to have to ice this screen then, okay? Because now I can get in backside help with Jonathan Kuminga. You're keeping Kawhi Leonard towards the sideline right here. So if a skip pass is made, you're going to X out. Saric is going to rotate to the corner. Kuminga's going to come back down. Instead, the Warriors run this stupid draw. So you just let Kawhi Leonard get in the paint. Now Chris Paul's got to step up all the way over into the paint and help. And let me tell you what, you're not going to be able to X out onto Amir Coffey. So first of all, what is Kevon Looney doing? Could you please get up to Ivica Zubac here? Now, the Warriors, for some reason, don't want to switch Podziemski and Kuminga here with Harden and Kawhi Leonard. Okay, fine. Then I've got to be able to ice this screen then, because I've got to have backside help. If Looney was where he's supposed to be, then I can get up and backside help on James Harden's roll right here. Okay? But you hedge this screen. There's no backside help. None. So James Harden's catching this. What else was going to happen there? What is Podziemski doing in transition here? Klay Thompson's obviously taking the ball right now. So could you please take Zubac trailing the play? Why is this a full-on double? So now Zubac's getting this, going right to the rim. Everyone screws up box-out assignments. This is just enough of this, all right? It's guard to guard. Just switch. Steph Curry's up on James Harden. Podziemski's underneath on Terrence Mann. Podziemski will be in the gaps the second he switches. Kuminga's in the gaps. Klay Thompson. You have help. Steph Curry will be fine. Instead, you run this stupid, idiot, garbage drop coverage. So Terrence Mann's getting this right in the lane. Easy kick out pass, pump fake, and go. 2. This would be a whole lot easier if Brandon Podziemski would just force James Harden to the middle of the floor. Now Steph Curry's just in the gaps. I don't have to rotate. I don't have to do anything. I'm in help and I can recover. But instead, you're going to let James Harden beat you the other way. So now Klay Thompson's stepping up here. This requires an X out. Kevon Looney, I don't know why he's in the paint. Klay Thompson's coming out. I got to be able to rotate onto Amir Coffey, and Klay Thompson will have to rotate to Zubac. That's the defense you chose, and you don't do it. Dario Saric trailing the play is going to be in help on Russell Westbrook. Regardless of where Saric is, could Chris Paul please see both the ball and his man? Why is Chris Paul staring at the ball for an hour? Look at all this help Moses Moody has. Dario Saric is coming over in the gaps. Wiggins is over to help. Could Moses Moody please just get his hands off James Harden? Show your hands. Be ready to guard and slide your feet. You got your hands on James Harden here, so you're essentially gambling. So you're going to be so cooked, it doesn't even matter that there's help, because James Harden can just hit you with the step back now. If Kevon Looney is coming up to trap here, Steph Curry's got to be immediately coming up to rotate onto Zubac. You're not worried about people 2 passes away when you trap. But if you trap and don't rotate to the roller, now the Clippers have numbers. Now this is just easy. Nope, stop. This is just Steve Kerr being terrible. Why their dynasty's over and he only wins championships with 4 Hall of Famers. Kevon Looney's got to get up here. You've got to hedge this. Look at this. Up, up, up. I'm pushing Norman Powell out. There's no place for Zubac to roll to. The backside defender's literally standing and waiting. Klay Thompson getting backside help too because you push Norman Powell out. But look at this. Look at this defense. You're giving it's a 2-on. Look, everyone's open here. Norman Powell's open. Zubac's open. Take your pick. Jonathan Kuminga is coming to dig down in the post right here, and he gets the dribble picked up. He does a great job. So why is Kevon Looney coming over also to help? We don't need 5 Warriors players in the paint. Kuminga's getting the dribble picked up. He does a great job. So Kevon Looney, get back to Zubac. So Chris Paul can go back to Norman Powell. You got 50 Warriors players in the paint. Chris Paul's got to stay with Zubac. He is not going to be able to guard Norman Powell on this cut. Just outer space, man. What is going? Kevon Looney stuck on James Harden. Okay, Chris Paul's in help. Jonathan Kuminga's in help. Okay, if you need to, Chris Paul can step up and help, and you can X out. Steph Curry can rotate to the corner. Chris Paul back to Zubac. You can't switch in the middle of the play. What is going on? Is this real? Tell me that's not real.